up, there's a fundamental shift you can do where so the problem with jumping up for Tiffany and your audience, look, the problem with jumping up is we are looking at the dog when we're pushing that dog away. So I don't recommend pushing the dog away, number one. Number two is, what would happen, Tom, and everyone else that has dogs jumping up, if we looked away, right? Because think about when we communicate with one another, we are looking at each other, right? So that means we want to say something. So you see, our body language is in contradiction to what we really want. See, we don't want the dog to jump up. And so, meaning we don't want to what? Communicate. And however, our body language is contradicting that because we are looking at the animal. So look away. Now, we're not avoiding. We're just saying, nope, not interested in interacting right now. The other thing, Tom, about what you had shared is what I hear is now's a great time for you to practice patience as it relates to just being Tom and in this new relationship because you want to do something and you want to solve the problem. I can appreciate that. I'm the same way, and it gets me in trouble sometimes. And right? And so practicing patience. Now, I'll take it one more step further, and this is a very, very high level of dog training. Which is one of my secrets.
And then we have to take our first break right after that, okay?
Let's do it. And so the secret, Tom, is really this easy, and it's that you visualize what you want without ever saying a word in your mind, okay? So you want to see the dog not being crazy? Picture the dog calm, okay? There you go, buddy.
Wow, I wrote that all down, Matt. That is, Brian, that is so good. I'm really happy. You did really good at both of your groups, so I'm going to be real popular with you guys now. Thanks a lot.
Oh, thanks for calling in, Tom. Hey, remember, a lot of people, their pets are their children. So you know, the way to someone's heart is through being very nice to their child, also dog, all that, you know, you just, I'm pretty certain on that, you know, and then maybe suggest some dog obedience school so then you guys can all get along. But I think we lost him. Well, I wish him the best of luck because that's just like one way to get especially a girlfriend usually upset or someone to, you know, to start disciplining their kids or their pets right off the bat. So anyway, so that's great stuff. I want to welcome more callers to call in, 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340, and it's time for our break, and we'll be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Do you ask yourself any of these questions? Will I ever be able to get out of debt? Will I ever be able to retire? How am I going to pay for my children's education? How do I begin saving for my family's future? And if something were to happen to me, will my family be taken care of? Have you struggled in finding the answers? Forever Forward Financial can help answer these and many more questions about your financial future by teaching you how money works, by providing you the financial education you seek, by assisting you in making the right retirement or educational decisions that are best for you and your family, and by helping you take the necessary steps in establishing and meeting your financial goals. Please call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. The number, 727-422-7761.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hello, and thanks for listening. If you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity. My name's Tiffany Werner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And as usual, we're ending the stigma on mental health through inspirational stories from exceptional guests. And today we have a specialized dog trainer. He's an former Army veteran, K-9 handler, and a specialist in dog training and a founder of World of Dog Training. And we actually have something to look forward to. He said that we have a free giveaway that he's going to announce towards the end of the show that can really help with training your dog as well. And we had a caller, Tom, that called in with a great question, and welcoming callers to call in 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. I'm anxious to see what this free giveaway is going to be too, right? Anyway, so he's the K-9 mentalist and a specialist with dogs and emotional support dogs and everything, and with easy tips on how to get your dog to be the dog that you always anticipated when you either adopted or you raised them. And I want to welcome back to Moments of Clarity, Ryan Matthews.
Hi, Tiffany. This is a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to whatever we discover next.
Yes, me too. So anyway, so tell us a little bit more. I mean, working with dogs, it's probably, I don't know, you work with dogs, I work with people. Dogs are a little less complicated at times. I think there's some patterns of behavior. I can say that Ryan actually paid me a visit and worked with my dog, Abby, and it was some immediate results. And, she's an easy lab, though. I mean, and he specializes and works with not just dogs that are hyper or don't want to stay without a leash and things like that, but some dogs are chewing up people's furniture. And you love your pet, but sometimes they can get out of control and misbehave. And Ryan specializes with all different types of issues with dogs. And I can tell you, Abby has been, a more disciplined dog. We know different tricks on how to get her to listen without having to really say anything. Just it takes a lot of just following through from what he teaches us. But at the same time, I can tell you just personally, I've seen what his work is, and it's very effective and quick too.
Yeah, it is super quick. And so part of that is, the methods, and then part of that is the system. And so what I'd like to do, Tiffany, if it's okay, is share with your audience the system. I call it the Core 4 to train any dog.
Yeah, we could do that. But we have a caller. Let's get to the caller first, and then I would love to hear the system on how to train any dog. We have a caller, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Thank you so much for calling in.
Hi.
Welcome to Moments of Clarity.
Oh, thanks. I probably called in too early. I wish I could have gotten a free giveaway. I'll have to call in later.
No. We have the free giveaway. He's going to tell us what it is at the end.
Oh,
so just stay tuned.
Cool.
We all get it. It's not a win. It's not. It was a call and be the 10th caller. Everyone listening and all the Moments of Clarity listeners will be getting.
Perfect.
So
okay, good.
So thanks so much. And do you have a question for us?
Yeah, I have a question, and so I have this dog, and I love him. He's my everything, and it seems like every guy that I've brought home in the past, my dog does not like them at all. I honestly, I have a hard time bringing the guys to the house because he gets a little aggro. We do fine when we're on walks and stuff, but it seems like whenever, there's a guy that I'm interested in or interested in me that comes in the house, it's just a totally different story. And So part of me is wondering if maybe my dog is really trying to tell me something, or if maybe, how do I really like this guy that I met, and how do I introduce my dog to my new boyfriend without, I want it to go well, and so I'm really nervous about it.
Sounds like your dog's jealous. Like
dogs actually don't get jealous; they get possessive, and so there's a difference in that, right? And so this is a good question for those
What's
that
the difference, though?
Do not know how.
Jealousy and possessive, partners that get jealous are usually possessive. So kind of goes hand in hand a little bit, but that's cute though. Your dog wants you to be single, Cindy.
I think so. But
what we do is we need to understand how do we have strangers greet our dogs. This is what it comes down to. Now, a lot of people, Tiffany, nearly like 90% of your audience listening is going to be nodding their head from what I'm going to say. And that is that when we meet a dog, we extend our arm out and we show the dog the back of our hand so that the dog can sniff. Can any of you two with me relate to any of that?
Yeah, but some of us stick our butt out so we can just get to know each other faster.
That's the best way. That's actually the ideal way. And here's why, friends. Here's why.
Totally joking.
No, it's actually ideal. Where does it sound? Now, no one's going to do that. But here's why dogs sniff are private. It's because they are sniffing secretions, okay? So there's no secretions really on the back of our hands. And so the best way to meet a dog is to just stand still and not be looking down so much. The problem is it's exciting and fun and validating from a mental health standpoint, validating for the person receiving the dog being super hyper. And so the best way, like we talked about with Tom, the best way to acknowledge and greet a dog initially is similar to jumping up, is we just ignore. We look away. We don't acknowledge the dog until the dog is calm. And people try too hard to get dogs to like them. Just chill out and watch and observe the dog. So, for example, if the dog wants to meet the person, maybe they're a decent person. If the dog is retreating, maybe there's some bad vibes and the dog's trying to tell you something. So sometimes you don't have to say a word. You can just watch the body language of the dog, and does it retreat, meaning back away, or does it engage, meaning go forward? And you can use that as your guide and compass as it relates to maybe this is someone that you want to get to know more or not.
The thing is I just always get nervous. I've had to lock the dog up just because I'm too scared of what it's going to be, because it's not that he's really, hyper, but he literally will, I don't want to say charge him. I mean, it's funny because he's good with women, and so my girlfriends will come over and it's fine, but one of the last guys, I mean, literally he walked in the house and I had told him just to just ignore him, and as he was walking in, the dog bit him in the ass. And so I guess I'm just trying to figure out if should I leash him, or I mean, that guy, it turned out not to be a good guy anyways, but should I leash my dog inside the house on the initial introduction? Or, I mean, because I don't know, I just don't really want it to happen again.
Yeah, that's understandable. We don't want our dog biting people. What you can do, and everyone else out there, is yes, leash the dog, and number two is have the dog meet people off property, so just in the front of the house type of thing. And then you would walk in together, and then you tell them to ignore the dog. Okay? Tell them to ignore the dog, and then you go on about your conversation, and everyone is maintaining like 6 feet apart, kind of like coronavirus style, okay? Is we create some distance, all right? Okay. And then you wait till the dog settles in, and then you can gradually have more and more interaction. So that's the initial quick thing that I would recommend. But I actually dive into this on the free gift that we're going to talk about, and so that'll be helpful, something for you to look into.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. It's funny, back in high school, I used to have a Cocker Spaniel, and anytime a boyfriend would come pick me up for a dance or